And we're live here with another Breakfast and Blockchain Helios Weekly Edition. So if you're not subscribed, we do this every week. We have important projects and people from the cryptocurrency space. Particularly, we're focused obviously on EOS.io. That's our kind of bread and butter, where we know more about that space than we do other projects. And today we've got Tobias Graf from Jewel Wallet. So Tobias, your project looks amazing. We'll bring it up on screen soon here to share it with people. You're participating in our wave 3 of the Helios Incubator program. So appreciate your participation there. I was just saying before we hit record here that really your project doesn't quite need to be incubated like some projects we see. You're really quite far along and you've got something pretty awesome cooking. So thanks for the time. Thanks for being here.
Thank you very much for the invitation, Chris and Waxa. And yeah, it's me a pleasure to talk to the community as well for the upcoming EOS integration after the EOS EVM blockchain is live. So yeah, thank you.
Excellent. Yeah. So yeah, maybe do you want to tell us a bit about Jewel Wallet and what your platform is, what your project is?
Of course. So the Jewel Wallet itself is like a non-custodial crypto wallet, a little bit similar to MetaMask, but optimized for our customer needs. You can download the wallet, you get your seed phrase, you can store your EVM tokens on it, send, receive, all the stuff. And we integrated a special feature which is called Jewel Card. The Jewel Card is a non-custodial crypto debit card. It's for now virtual based, Apple Pay, Google Pay, and Samsung Pay. And in the future, I think we will release as well physical cards, but let's say step by step. All over, the Jewel Card makes it easier for you to use your crypto in the real life, let's say. So you can use the Jewel Card on over 60 million merchants worldwide, all over where Visa is accepted. And the special on it is, we never touch your crypto. Let's say you use now crypto.com card, Coinbase, whatever. You always deposit your crypto into the exchange itself. So the crypto, the exchange holds fully your crypto. Right. If you have some requests, your crypto is locked until your requests are solved, let's say. At our end, we never control it. It has just two options. One option is it goes to the payment provider after you made a payment. The second option is it's coming back into your wallet from which you deposited. All over, it makes your life easier, and it has to use why crypto is created or initiated. It should be decentralized.
Amazing. I mean, what stands out to me is non-custodial. Like that's like the promise of blockchain, right? It was this idea of self-custody of your funds and not relying on a trusted third party, right? That's amazing. So for the vendors then that receive payment, do they receive payment in crypto? Like, are they forced to accept crypto, or is there a conversion dependent on their requirements?
As example, I'll do the example on EOS. Let's say you upload EOS into the contract, you pay with EOS. In the background, we exchange it into USDC or USDT, and then we send the USDT to the payment provider. And we have their mechanism where we can exchange it right away into USD, and then it's refilling the settlement account.
Perfect. And the vendor, do they pick? Like, when they submit, like when you're going to pay them, do they sort of can they receive straight EOS if they want to have EOS's and they've got their own wallet? Is that an option, or is it it's forced to kind of go through this?
Let's say it depends. We always can negotiate with the payment provider what he is accepting and how easy is his option as well to exchange it into USD. As example, if there is some bigger exchange where we can deposit EOS, USDT, EOS, USDC, whatever, then of course there's a possibility directly from the payment provider to accept it. Otherwise, we need to deposit on an exchange, or let's say it's coming right away after your payment to an exchange platform, and we send to the payment provider whatever he wants.
That's awesome.
So are you waiting for the EVM to then launch with EOS?
Yes, exactly.
Excellent. And how does that technically work?
Technically, it's not a problem. That's the same smart contracts because you use the same addresses, you use the, let's say, same EVM construct above, and at the end, it's not a big difficulty because we always have the multi-chain integration. So you're a US user, let's say, you use now, for example, Phantom, you want to use EOS, you just click one button, you switch to EOS, and you can pay with EOS or EOS-based tokens. For the start, let's say, we can add several tokens where we have agreements, partnerships, and so on. But after the launch, the community can vote to add additional tokens. We have a governance integrated, so if you hold our token Julie, you can vote for additional token adds. Yeah.
Oh, okay. And how does that incorporate with dual swap? That's another part of your product suite.
Yes, exactly. So we have dual swap, and we will place dual swap as well on the EOS EVM blockchain. And it's an AMM protocol like PancakeSwap or Uniswap. And always when people pay, let's say with EOS, we exchange it on dual swap right away into USDC or USDT, whatever is needed. So we get traffic as well on dual swap with it.
Excellent.
So did I get that right then? So this will be, it's as far as EOS EVM goes, and the Trust EVM, you're gonna have, this will be a DEX, a swap that's going to be available.
Exactly. Yes.
Oh, great. So you've been one of the first ones, because you're obviously quite, you're quick to get to this. Like, have you been looking forward? Have you been aware of the EOS EVM coming? And I guess to back up a bit, are you is EOS a project that you've kind of been following up to now? Like, are you kind of tied into the history of EOS, or is this kind of new?
So no, I know the history of EOS. I know how much money they raised and what happens afterwards and so on. Let's say I like the technology science to start. I think EOS is a good technology, but the problem is if you don't have EVM, you can't succeed. That's my opinion. Ethereum is the most developed blockchain. You have the most developers there. So without EVM, difficult to get the traction on it, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. And now with the option, EVM on top, with a good speed and cheap fees, you have, of course, the opportunity to get something big.
Absolutely. So we've got a question here from one of your followers, wondering when the Dual D token will be on Binance or KuCoin.
No comment.
Yeah. One day.
Nobody knows, but this question appears since 1.5 years, so I don't know the answer.
Yeah. Fair enough.
At first, you need always to build. If you build something unique, and if you build something good, which is working in the market, I think you can get always a chance. But at first, you need to prove what you're doing. That's it.
Exactly. Yeah. Agreed. So could you talk to us a bit about Dual Card as well?
So yeah, as I explained before, the Dual Card is a virtual Visa card. For now, it's just Visa. Maybe in the future, we will get some additional ones. We will see what's possible. You have different limits. Let's say in your basic version, you have $250 a day maximum limit, which you can use. If you want to upgrade your daily limit, you need to buy Dual D and you need to stake it. That's a little bit similar to crypto.com, let's say, but as well fully decentralized. So we can't change it. It's implemented into the contract. And if you want to increase it, you need to stake.
Brilliant. That works with Apple Pay as well, doesn't it? Apple Pay, Android Pay.
Yes, correct. Apple Pay, Google Pay, Samsung Pay is all over integrated. You can use your virtual card right away in the app without adding to Apple Pay and so on to make online payments. And if you want to do payments in the shop where Apple Pay, Google Pay, and Samsung Pay is accepted, just add your card into the wallet and start paying. That's it.
Amazing. You get rewards. Do you get rewarded in the Dual token? Is that right?
Yes, the rewards are integrated to option, but it's not active for the start now. It will be activated later because for now the market cap from Dual D is too small to issue, let's say, this amount of tokens. Because if you have, let's say, people on average who get 3% cash back, and you have $1 million track over per day, it's immense what you need to pay out. Yeah. So at the first, it's not activated, but it's integrated. And in the moment when we get a specific level from market cap and traffic on Dual D, then we just turn it on and fine.
Excellent. So we don't have anything like this at the moment in EOS, as far as I'm aware. Is that right, Chris? We don't have a card, do we? Or anything like that?
No, I mean, especially because tied into the EVM, right? I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Tobias, but this is only really possible because of the fact that EVM is coming, right? Like you wouldn't be looking to migrate to EOS if it wasn't for the EVM, right?
No, maybe it would work, but it's too much work. It's too much hassle to do something like this at the end and doesn't make sense. But with EVM, it's a not so difficult integration. In the moment when we have JewelSwap, we just need to have a specific liquidity on JewelSwap to have the, let's say the exchanges on it.
Yeah.
But then, it's working fine.
Well, I'm looking at, let me share, I got the website up. Love the site, first of all. I like
Thank you very much.
Unicorn logo. Amazing. It's great. So for those, so this is jewelwallet.com and 1L for Jewel, for those who aren't able to read that right there. So, and then when I go to the card, it's you've got, so like you said, spend crypto anywhere, load your Jewel wallet, branded contactless Visa card with crypto. Obviously you got Satoshi Nakamoto signed up. Love to see it.
It will be amazing.
Yeah. So, I mean, so this is amazing. The fact that, so now anywhere that accepts Visa is able to then accept this card. I'm understanding that correctly? Yeah.
Absolutely correct. Because the business itself has nothing to do with crypto. They don't even know it is crypto.
Right.
You just go and pay with your card, and the shop itself or the business itself, it's getting their normal fiat currency on the backside. Yeah.
It's amazing. So, like, yeah, to me, this is like, I feel like is this done? Are there many other projects that haven't been able to execute what you're pulling off here in terms of?
So far, I know no one did it, and we have an IP on it. So we have a copyright on our contracts. As long as we are working on it and upgrading the contracts, no one can copy it.
That is incredible.
Wow.
That is incredible, because this is a bit of a holy grail moment, right? Like, again, the key here is like non-custodial. So I don't have to trust you. Not that I don't trust you, Tobias. You seem like a great guy.
Yeah, no, I know.
I don't have to, right?
That's always a point at my end. Normally the technology is built so the people don't need to trust you. But for now, the people are trading crypto by using centralized exchanges to deposit their money and then using the Visa card. It's, in my opinion, fully against the technology behind crypto. Well, what's the sense behind? To deposit crypto into some centralized platform and use it then. You can use as well fiat. It doesn't care.
Yeah, it's amazing. So you got Google Pay, Apple Pay, Samsung Pay, all tied in. So you've covered all the sides. Earn up to 6% in crypto rewards. So this is what you were asking Wax about the rewards being in the token.
Yeah.
And then you've got staking. So there's a DeFi component of this as well. Is that correct?
You need to stake JewelD to increase your daily limits, let's say. You have different packages below, which you can see if you scroll a little bit down. And based on how much JewelD you stake, you increase your daily spending limits.
Yeah, that's pretty clever tokenomics, right? That's and then how does one acquire JewelD then? Is this something that's earned? This is strictly earned, like it's mined through the earning and rewards, or is it something that's going to be available via a traditional market?
You can buy JewelD on a lot of exchanges. I think the biggest one for now is Gate.io, and you can trade it as well on JewelSwap, SpookySwap, and so on, and different blockchains as well already.
Got it. And is it so? And then again, the utility is strictly, is it only about getting higher ability, like higher spend limits, or is there also some sort of reward? Is there any sort of
as well? Let's say if you stake JewelD, your earning rewards, your cashback will increase, but it happens just if we activate the cashback. Before it's still inactive, but it's increase your rewards.
Okay. And then you've got, what do we got here? Increase your daily spending limit to receive more cash back. You need to stake JewelD. That's what you just told us. I guess I could have scrolled. You had the answer. Upgrade your package. Standard daily spending limit 250. If I want to spend 10 grand a day, then I need to stake 2.5 million JewelD.
Yes.
What's the how many JewelD do you have in circulation?
We have totally 799 million, and in circulation we have around 750, 755 million. So because JewelD was just an airdrop, we never sold JewelD effective on any ICO, on any fundraise, whatever. We just created JewelD and made a big airdrop, and let's say in a crazy situation, it jumped from $0.0012 to 86 cents.
Holy jeez.
Now it came down, of course. It can't sustain. There's such a traffic behind.
It rode the rocket ship for a while and ran out of fuel, but that's pretty common. But it's now it's in orbit, so at least it's not coming right back down to Earth. How's that?
It's already way down, let's say. But but all over, we worked the last 14 months on our card. We started last year, February, to work on it, and it was, not so easy. I expected to launch it way earlier, but due to the explanation what we are doing, then we needed to have legal opinion letters from different countries which approve. We do not need any license to issue such a card because it's non-custodial. I never touched the crypto, so I'm just a technology provider, let's say.
You're just a middleman, essentially, right?
Yes, correct.
And then,
so is this available? Is there any countries it's not available in?
Yes, but not so much. I can share the list shortly about the countries.
Yeah.
We have a lot of countries. We got a new provider from the US and got a lot of countries.
So here, when it says integrated networks, am I right to assume that eventually then EOS will be one of the networks?
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah. That's very cool.
Brilliant.
Yeah, this is great. Well, it just goes to show, we're obviously EOS.io. And one thing to mention that, when we think about the ICO that happened for EOS, EOS didn't really get that, right? That's a common misconception. The company Block One, they got the $4 billion that they've converted to Bitcoin that's worth now 10 billion or whatever. The EOS ecosystem, the EOS community didn't get that money. That's one of the big fallacies. And people think, EOS scam coin because you raised all this money. What did you do with it? It's like, well, no, EOS didn't. Block One did. The community launched the open source software that created EOS.
Yeah.
That treasury, that wasn't in the community's pocket. So it's been a tough haul to try to have people understand that nuance.
Yeah, let's say based on the amount which they raised, you can do much more normally for the community. You can do much more for the grow and so on. If someone will give me this amount, I will be already my own bank.
Right? Could you imagine? It's a sad story, and there's a lot of reasons why. And I'm not here to point fingers because it doesn't help anybody pointing fingers. But
it's already done.
It's already done. But when we look back and think of what was the potential, right? In 2018, when EOS launched, it was the premier competitor in terms of what Ethereum was trying to do but it had half a second block, still does half a second blocks. That is still there's no chain that really has that type of performance even today. So but had we kind of had that 4 billion, like you say, was used at the very beginning and really just flooded the network, like we see with, say, Solana, for example, how much support it gets from its VCs, its founders. It's a shame to think of what could have happened with EOS. But hey, we're still here. We're here today. Obviously, you're recognizing that it's worthwhile to deploy on, and there's probably a few other EVMs you could have chosen. Is there any particular reason why you're choosing to come to EOS today?
Let's say the opportunity is not so big because you need to have a very good network. It's need to running flawless, no issues in it. If you have a network and you have congestions always and always again, it doesn't make sense because the transaction gets stuck and then the payments get stuck. So you get a problem on it. Okay. We choose the first Phantom because, of course, it's very fast and very cheap as well. And that's as well the reason for EOS. And I think the plus point from EOS is already big. So there's already substance in the background. And if you put now the EVM on it and you do let's say, you give some grants to projects, so the project is joining in, you bring a little bit hype into the community, you do something for the community, then it has a very big potential, in my opinion, to grow.
Right. Well, yeah. Well, of course you're tapping into the EOS community, and there is liquidity there. Like, it's not like EOS is worth nothing. It's still top 50, even though, and it used to be top 3 for a small spell. So, and then does that mean, just so I make sure I understand clearly, because I'm not that smart, if I have an EOS account now, I'm going to be able to download this wallet and tie my EOS into the wallet, or at least the EVM, I guess. Maybe it's the EVM token.
The EVM, not EOS right now, but
not
in the moment when the EVM is live, you can deposit your, let's say, your native currency EOS on it, and as well you can deposit different tokens which are on the blockchain available on the EVM blockchain. So yeah, it's a similar process as MetaMask. Yeah,
okay, that's great. This is pretty exciting. I mean, the idea that this is non-custodial, to me, it almost seems too good to be true. I won't lie.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like where's the catch? I feel like I'm missing something. Like how come? But yeah, this is it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So
a few days ago, someone told me, like, I'm dreaming about to create this. I meet the person 1 year back and told him already about what I want to do. And now I told him it's already done. And he was absolutely fascinated to get something like this done.
You already did it. Can you? So I'm really curious. Maybe Tobias, maybe a bit of like, what's your background? What got you into this? So you like maybe what drives you to want to create this product? Because this obviously was no small feat. You've been working hard at this, and to get it where it is today.
I was 18. I entered to the army. I was 2.5 years in the army. Then I left the army. I started the finance and insurance business. In 2015 to 2016, we produced around 25% of the AXA Health insurance of the totally yearly volume. And then 2016 to 2017, I saw Bitcoin. I entered a little bit Bitcoin. And then I need to say I lost more money as I have, or as I had. At the end, my bank account was just red, but I keep on building. We built in the past a decentralized KYC system. So my mission was always to keep it decentralized. If we have the technology, why should I use something else? Of course, it doesn't make always sense, but in finance and personal data and so on, in my opinion, it makes absolutely sense.
Got it.
We built the KYC system. Sorry, yeah.
I'm just going to say, it sounds like you're very much driven by philosophical reasons, right? You're motivated.
I started into crypto to make money, to be honest. On the start, I think all people started into crypto to make money.
Yeah, good. You're honest.
But then I lost more money as I made, but I still keep on developing. And then as well, we made good money. And for me, it's important. I see crypto now like Apple or Amazon in the year 2000. If you keep on building now and you build something unique and you keep on upgrading it, you can be maybe the next Apple. You can be maybe the next Microsoft, whatever. That's what I think, what's possible and what's in it.
Love it. So, okay, that's a great question then. So what's possible? Assuming, okay, even though you're just getting this bad boy off the ground, there's a lot right here. 5 years from now, what is Tobias Graf working on next? Do you have any sort of great vision of what you see as like the next big milestone?
All over, I would love to build a decentralized bank.
Okay.
You can as well connect IBAN bank accounts to wallets, and there are possibilities available. It's a big bunch of work, but for now you need to have the first product, the first unique product. You need to launch it. You need to bring it big into the market, and then you get a little bit spare time. Then you get as well more money to build something like this because it's not for free, let's say.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, but that's my vision, to build a fully decentralized bank. At the end, you can replace a bank on the market. You just tell them, have maybe 3 graphic designers, have 2 people for marketing and 5 developers, quit the rest, and start your journey into a hassle-free life.
Sounds like it's very much a slim bank type of approach, right? You think of the amount of bureaucracy and overhead that are involved in traditional banking.
Exactly, but it's working. Why you need a bank with thousands and thousands of people? What's the sense behind? They're just checking transactions, stop your transactions for a few days if the transactions are bigger. That's the job, nothing else.
Yeah, it's interesting. When I was younger, I don't know, I'm kind of old, I guess, but when I was in my 20s, I had a job one summer at university at a back office at a trading company. It was a bank, but they had trading, like stock trading. And my job was to take a stack of paper and just manually looking to make sure the numbers were correct. That's all. And like that was, so it's like amazing. Like I'll talk about automation and what crypto and blockchain can automate, right? Where these human monkey jobs are absolutely not required. So you can run a bank with 10 people like you've described.
Yeah, you can save a lot of money. Of course, you always need a few people. Even if it's decentralized, yes, it's working alone, but someone need to maintain it, someone need to upgrade it, need to make it a little bit better for the user experience and so on. And of course, you need someone for the regulations, because that's very important,
right?
To, let's say, the regulations need to be 150% and then the development 100%. If you always play with the regulations, or even better, you never get a problem.
Has that been something would it be fair to say that's one of your biggest sort of the friction points in developing your project is regulations and trying to adhere to all of their respective rules?
Yes. It was a big milestone, but at the end, we have as well on KYC integrated. We connect the KYC into your wallet. So it's, you can make it's like a decentralized KYC in the background, let's say. And we as well tracking the incoming transactions into the wallet with Elliptic, which is like a forensic provider. You check if there are some incomes from darknets and so on to keep it all secure. Let's say there should be something detected. We can always deactivate your debit card, but we never can block your crypto. So let's say I deactivate it today because of some reason, you still can withdraw, because a financial provider or an exchange has always the problem. If you hold the crypto and you find something out, you can't give it back. But if you never hold the crypto, I have nothing to do with it. I just can't allow this person to use his crypto, let's say, in an official financial instrument.
So, okay. And then in terms of, how about the key structure? So if I get the card and I'm going to take that to a store, how am I tying in my private keys then to that account, to that card, without having to like sign every single transaction?
The signing is, there's a signer wallet in the background, and the signer wallet can be replaced by the community. So there's a governance function integrated. If the community want, tomorrow they open a proposal and integrate a new signer wallet. The signer wallet has just two options to sign. And one side to sign is transferring to the provider, and the other side is to sign to transferring back into your wallet. So it's not possible you deposit into the contract from wallet X and you withdraw it to wallet Y. You need always to withdraw it back to wallet X. So it has just two options. So even if someone has the signer wallet, it just signs, but it doesn't give you any control about it. It's just forward and backwards. That's it.
Got it. And okay, that's good, because that's one of the things that I can imagine people are thinking about. What about the keys? Okay, it's non-custodial, but obviously my keys are somehow being exposed here in order to move funds, right?
Let's say your wallet key your wallet key is always with you. You have the seed phrase and all, but you upload it into the smart contract, and the smart contract, let's say transactions get signed by the signer wallet itself, but it's always from the community controlled. Let's say even if I want to shut down it tomorrow, I shut it down, and the day after tomorrow, the community integrate a new key as signer, and it's running. All can withdraw, all can do whatever they want.
Got it. Looks like we've got Gavriel has joined us, so let's bring him in. Gav, welcome.
Hello, folks. Good to
Hi,
see you.
Gabriel.
I don't want to interrupt the conversation too much, but you might be interested to know that I've just been into the deep Yucatan Mexican jungle looking at properties that have caves and deep wells and all sorts of jungle life. So I had no signal. I got a little bit lost, so I'm a bit late for our call, but happy to be here.
Good. You made it out of the jungle alive and didn't get trapped in the cave. That's good news.
No bites.
I don't think the jewel wallet would have worked, however, in the jungle.
Well, without internet, it's a little bit difficult.
Right.
Well, Tobias,
go ahead, Maxa.
We have a question from the community. Can you explain where dual D utility in the payment card process? Because a payment test I saw on Twitter is mad with Phantom token. So I'm not quite sure what that. You may have a better understanding of that question.
He means what's the utility of dual D? And the utility of dual D is you need to stake it to upgrade your daily spending limit, let's say. You need to stake it to upgrade your cashback rewards after they got activated. So you can use as well the product in a basic version without dual D, of course. But if you want to increase your limits, you want to use it more, you need to buy dual D. That's the utility behind it. And I forgot to mention one point. We have a monthly fee integrated from $6.99. If you pay the fee with dual D, you save 10% as well from your monthly amount.
There you go. And look here, whoever that user was, if you go to the website under Jewel card packages, under the card area, it's got it here about how much you need to stake to then have more cash back and your daily spending limit goes up. So pretty well explained there, I think.
Another question from
one second. So if you guys have covered this one, but can you share what the sources of the exchange are? What are you integrating with to be able to make the token swaps? Can you share that, Tobias?
Yeah. Let's say on Phantom, we use Spooky Swap for now. Spooky Swap is the biggest AMM pool on the Phantom blockchain, and we use it to make the exchanges in the background. I can share as well a transaction hash if you want. There you can see exactly what happens in the background.
Spooky Swap. That's funny.
So let me see. There I shared from Phantom transaction hash. It's directly splitting your fees. It's directly splitting the payment to the payment provider and so on. So it's all decentralized in the background. So nothing to do manual in it.
I'll bring it up on screen here in one sec.
And to increase liquidity or to make sure that people are getting a good price, I guess you can integrate a number of possible liquidity sources for the exchange, right?
Yes, correct. We can use whatever AMM pool is available. We can do as well like a DEX aggregator, and the DEX aggregator is looking for the best price on the whole blockchain, let's say.
Interesting. So what am I looking at here, Tobias?
That's right now a transaction. It was a purchase transaction from today, and
Okay.
you can see it was paid in Phantom, Rep Phantom tokens. It's got exchanged into USDC. It's sending to the different wallets, one from the payment provider and the other ones from the fees. And that's it. So you can see as well the swap transaction from Rep Phantom into USDC. It's all in one transaction.
Got it. And this is the fee bit here, and that's to the vendor. Someone
Exactly.
bought a can of Coke or something. Neat. Okay. Very cool. We had a question from Brandon Lovejoy, who's a great guy in the EOS space. What makes you most excited about EOS EVM? Excellent question, Mr. Lovejoy.
So what makes me the most excited? As I told already before, EOS exists already a long time. There's already a community. In my opinion, it's as well a big community. They just need to get a little bit activated again. In my opinion, a lot of people are sleeping a little bit on it and got a little bit bored from, to be honest, a little bit bored from the past. If the token is doing no moves, the traders, don't jump into it. But there is already in the background potential. From the technology in the background, it's already amazing. It's fast, it's cheap. What do you want more from a blockchain? Now as well, it's community driven, the whole platform, and with the EVM on top, you can use all protocols, you can use all smart contracts, which are built on Ethereum, which are built on BSC, which are built on Phantom and so on. So you just need to get the community into your blockchain. It doesn't help if you're just cheap and fast. You need to do something for the project. You need to do something for the community. And if you get, let's say, a specific amount of projects onto your blockchain and they're getting a little bit hype, they're getting a little bit traffic, it's running automatically, in my opinion.
Right. So I guess a question on your integration and using and migrating and developing on top of the EOS Trust EVM. Are you in touch with anyone from the Trust EVM team to help make that happen? Or is this just something you're just able to do on your own and you know it's coming and you'll be able to make it happen? Like, how does that work? I'm just trying to think if there's other product developers out there who are watching this and like, oh, well, how do I also then deploy on this new awesome EOS EVM? What can you give any experience or any advice?
We are not in contact with someone from the Trust EVM. I know the name since 3 days, I think, or 4 days when it got released. I know the channel tested in the background, and normally it's nothing difficult. If you have an Ethereum virtual machine on top, in my opinion, if you have Solidity developers and an experienced team, it's not difficult to deploy. Yeah.
So you don't need to have a relationship with the Trust EVM team. You can just take their code, take their Docker, whatever it is. And you just
no need. But of course, it's always better to have some relationship, to have some contact. So if there's maybe some question about public nodes or whatever, you can ask. It helps. Some projects or some teams, let's say, need maybe more help than others, but it always helps.
I see.
Tell us more. Again, apologies if I ask questions that you guys already covered, but I'll just ask the questions and redirect it. But I'm curious how Dual Wallet came about and how you've built up your user base, what countries you've currently got more users for Dual Wallet, and a bit of the roadmap for, besides the card itself, but just in terms of the wallet. Do you have plans for growth and different market adoption? Anything around those lines?
We started with the Joule wallet, let's say, just as additional product. It was not our, let's say, the main core what we built. It was an additional product. But more and more people are used it. On the start, we integrated the Binance Smart Chain. It was not integrated directly on MetaMask. So people came and used our wallet because of Binance Smart Chain is right away integrated. And then we integrated as well a bridge which is connected to Binance, where the people can swap the tokens to the BSC. The people used it. And that's how we started to grow our user base and the wallet itself. All over, the wallet is, let's say, is 20% and the card is 80% from what we are doing, what we are building. When the card is, let's say, finally done working on maybe 3, 4, 5 EVM blockchains smoothly, then the part will come where you need to build a little bit a better UI, a better UX for the people, so the people can use it easier. It should be like you don't even know you are decentralized, but you are decentralized. Mm-hmm. So that's the next steps on our roadmap. For now, it was the multi-chain integration, which is now done so far. We're testing a little bit on some other blockchains on the market as well. What's possible, how fast it needs to be, and what you can do or what we can optimize in it. But for now, the card. At the end of the year, we want to integrate as well a staking option. Let's say you hold now EOS in your wallet, and you hold some token on EOS in your wallet. You select the token as your next payment option, because you always need to select which currency you want to use for your payment if you pay with a card. And in the meantime, we stake your EOS, and you get as well staking rewards from your staked EOS. It's always the money which you don't want to use right now, gets into a decentralized staking process, generates you additional rewards and earnings. And when you flip or when you change your payment currency, then it gets unstaked and the other currency gets staked again. So it's a win-win position. At the end, you have a profit just from storing your funds in the contract itself.
Great. And I was involved in crypto debit cards a few years ago, and it really helps to explain crypto to newbies if you have a crypto debit card, because you can actually do a demonstration, go into a cafe or a shop or restaurant, pay the bill, and you're paying using cryptocurrency. And at the time, 2017, it really helped to open people's mind and understand that this crypto stuff is not so obscure, but it actually has a practical use and you can make use of it instead of it just being a potential risky long-term investment. Are you looking at, I also know that Visa itself, or the card issuers, but really the licenses come from Visa, they make it a little bit difficult, a bit of a process to have new designs for the cards. I'm wondering if there's opportunity that each of the EOS IO chains like Telos, Wax, etc., could actually have their own design of a card so that they can promote themselves as a chain with the dual wallet card with co-branded or their own logo or something along those lines. How difficult is that to achieve at the moment with Visa?
There are possibilities. Let's say the approval process takes between 2 weeks, 4 weeks, 6 weeks, between 2 and 6 weeks, let's say. It's possible to do it as a co-brand. So you will always have our unicorn on the top, but of course you can change in the background something from the design. You can place as well your logo. It depends always on the partnership. Let's say if you do a partnership for someone who is bringing 100 users, it doesn't make sense on it. Yeah. So it needs to be a win-win position. So to build the grows together. Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's a possibility. It's possible. It needs to be all approved, but possible.
Super.
You're on mute, Chris.
Yeah, there we go. Okay, so I'm looking at the white paper, and it's got here. I'll bring it up. And we've got the optimal process you've got here. Looks like there's a current process and then a slightly slimmed process. I'm just curious, the KYC AML check. Can you talk about kind of what that entails? What does a user, what do they have to do?
The same as you, let's say you use Binance, you do your KYC, you need to provide your personal address, your birthday, your name, your first name, last name, and so on. You have like passport upload, you need to upload your passport, and you need to make like biometrical verification. You just put your face in it, move it left, move it right, and then it identifies you, let's say, as real, and a live person. Yeah. That's the process in it. And as well for the AML check, we are checking your wallet. Let's say you have your Joule wallet, which is connected to your KYC. And then always, if some deposit happens, we check the wallets which deposit into the Joule wallet back if there's some darknet marketplace involved or some scams or whatever. So yeah, we take care on it.
Got it. And that's obviously required. Like when you mentioned earlier in the conversation about regulations and just how that's a bit of a friction point, right?
Yes.
This is an unavoidable fact. If you wanted to get tied in with Visa like you have and have access to 60 million potential vendors, this step is required. Is that right?
Yes, and to be honest, it's in my opinion always needed, because why should I allow someone to spend his darknet money into some shops without requests? So there should be always a specific part on regulation. I love to have a wallet and no one knows who is the owner, of course, but at the end, it's, let's say if some police or FBI or whatever want to know who is the owner from a wallet, they find out who is the owner, because at some point you need to bring in money or you need to bring out money.
Yeah. That's, well, this is it's the undeniable fact that if we want to, it's just it can't be two separate worlds, right? Crypto and blockchain versus traditional finance. It's not going to work if they're just two separate things. Like we need to somehow bridge that divide, and it sounds like this is kind of one of the things we don't have a choice.
Yes, and I think as well with the regulation, and if the regulation is growing, crypto is growing. If you show the last few years what's happens in the regulations and so on, it's a little bit more hassle to get some accounts to get it done, but at the end, crypto is growing as well.
Right.
It's a win-win position a little bit, let's say.
So here's a question, just about a functionality. Ravi has asked, in case of failed transaction, how is the refund process work? So how does it work if a transaction fails, which probably should never happen on EOS because that's how great it is, but say it fails on one of the other blockchains?
It tries up to 10 times to repeat the transaction. Let's say there should be a case, you pay with your Visa card, and in the background, the transaction on the blockchain fails. Up to 10 times it tries to do the transaction. And if it didn't work, it puts like this amount into our outside wallet address, and then we need to sort it manually.
So it's manual. Okay, so if it fails. So you actually means you have to be somewhat like you want to pick blockchains. So again, this idea of why you're choosing EOS, you've obviously done your research, and the fact that it's performant, it hasn't gone down, unlike say Solana that has had a couple major 24, 48 hour outages. EOS has never had any of those. So you have to be somewhat selective about picking a chain that's not going to go down, so you don't have these failed transactions as a reality, right?
Correct. Yeah, we tested last week one blockchain. I don't want to put names or something like this here, but It really doesn't work. It's impossible to use. It's still fast, and the block time is as well good. It's impossible to use. You do 10 transactions, and one of them gets stuck. What do you want to do? It doesn't work.
You can't scale that. Yeah.
Yes.
That's it's funny, because a lot of these chains, we won't have to name them. Well, I can name them. I mean, I don't mind. I'm a EOS IO Maxi. I can point out the ones like Solana that have gone down. I don't care. But it's but you look at the relative market cap, and it's blowing EOS out of the water. So it's just speaks to this idea of there's still a lot of irrational exuberance and irrational price discovery that follow hype cycles versus technical cycles. Like we're still in that early Alta Vista web crawler, and Google ended up winning the day. And it's because of the technology. It was that much better of a search engine, so it won. We haven't gotten there yet in blockchain. We're still in this flashy, look at me.
Yeah, let's say for now, unfortunately, not always the best technology wins the best prize.
Currently,
of course, it's changing step by step. If you check 2017, if you check 2018, 19, 20, and now it's more getting into quality. You need to provide quality to sustain, to grow. But still, you have a lot of projects. They have nothing. Really, they have nothing. They have a website and they describe something and making millions and millions of dollars. I don't know why, but it still happens.
It's a nice website, though, I bet. Real flashy, real modern, nice colors.
But that's the point. It's just the hype behind for a few days, for a few weeks or months. And then afterwards, the people are, to be honest, crying. What happens? But what should I say? Yeah.
Well, this is why this idea of the technology we hope will win the day is why we have so many disgruntled and upset EOS hodlers, because we've been here since the beginning, like myself, holding since ICO, watching my relative price performance because I traded Bitcoin into EOS. And it's just hard on the heart because you're like, come on, this stuff is good. It's fast. Like, why? But we're convicted. We believe if you're here for that reason, you believe that the tech will win, and eventually the applications and the projects will vindicate and win the day. So Tobias, there's been a couple questions about the Jewel card, and people are asking, allow access to say Pakistani users and different like that. Can you speak to, because is the Jewel card there's a launch date coming up or something? Is there anything you want to talk about there?
Let me just clarify a couple of questions there. One, personally, I'm curious if Visa itself is still going to operate in Russia. If you have any insight about that. I know SWIFT is not allowing international bank wire transfers, but will Visa still operate in Russia? Curious. And then the jurisdictions, there's two types of card that are possible. There's a virtual card and a physical plastic card. Are you using both of those options? And is the coverage for them different, or every country has got both options available?
We have for the start just virtual cards, which you can use with Apple Pay, Google Pay, and Samsung Pay. Later, I don't know, in 3-6 months, or it depends on the market. How big is our growing and how important is to release a physical card? We will go this way as well. Of course, there are more merchants which accept the Visa than merchants which accept Apple Pay, Google Pay, and Samsung Pay, but the numbers are already growing. The statistics based on the market, you can use around 50% from all merchants already with Apple Pay, Google Pay, and Samsung Pay, and as well more and more stores and businesses are using, let's say, digital merchants, and they're not a question. You can always use Apple Pay, Google Pay, and Samsung Pay.
With a virtual card, it can be connected to Apple Pay, and then that can be used for NFC.
Yes.
Near field chip. Is that what NFC stands for? When you touch your phone on the reader in a shop, so you can still technically, it's like having a plastic card.
Yes.
Because you can spend it in the store, but you've connected the virtual card through Apple Pay and Google Pay.
Absolutely correct.
Right.
So we give you the possibility to use it like a plastic card, but in your phone. But of course, not 100% of the merchants have Apple Pay, Google Pay, and Samsung Pay integrated.
I see.
It's coming more and more, and the biggest part on the market offers this service already, but not 100%.
Okay. So when you go to pay the bill, if you're at a restaurant, you're going to say, I want to pay by card, and then you're just going to see, I guess you're going to test it. You're just going to touch the phone to the reader and see if it works. If it doesn't, then you'll have to have a backup card, which we should have anyway to be able to pay if they don't accept Apple or Google. But you don't have to necessarily have a long conversation with the waiter and they have to go to the back of the admin office and find out, do we accept Google Pay and Apple Pay? You can just try it. If it doesn't work, use a different card.
your chances are, in my opinion, 80% plus. It's working.
Okay.
Let's say if you go into some areas where you know already, I'm not sure if there is a card accepted, then okay, maybe take some cash with you, or be lucky and you can pay directly with crypto, let's say. But normally, if there is a card accepted and it's in a public place, in a bigger crowded public place, let's say, it's normally not a difficulty to pay with Apple Pay, Google Pay, or Samsung Pay.
Yeah. So, and I can imagine, I don't know if there is any significant size project that is building a, let's say, a payment rail for spending crypto directly in point of sale outlets like restaurants and cafes, where you could just do a direct crypto transfer. You, with your list of hundreds of thousands of customers, you might be in a very good position for the business to be able to partner with other technologies that are looking to provide a point of sale crypto rail. Or maybe you could even develop that yourself so that your customers could transition from having to submit crypto to the smart contracts and then go through Visa to being able to just do a direct crypto payment. And you've got the masses of lists of customers that you'll be able to offer that to. Any thoughts on that so far?
Of course, there's a possibility. Let's say for now, these providers are, in my opinion, way too small, because they try to change the people's mind. The people are using cards, I don't know, since 30, 40 years, whatever. Why you need to change the people's mindset? Now they can use, with actually available technology, crypto to spend it right away. Who knows, maybe in a few years, we could maybe do as well our own card. It's our own card, you have minimal fees on it, and the people spend in the same way, the same option as well, crypto. You can integrate as well a QR code if you want, so the merchant just shows QR code, you do your transfer, but you need anyways to use our technology. Because the question is, let's say you have some online shops and you have retailers, you have monthly retailers which you want to pay with your card. How you want to do it if you have QR codes? It doesn't really work. You need to have still in the background a smart contract where you upload, where you have a signer wallet, which can be customized by the community itself with the governance. So you always need to have something in the background, which is running similar to our technology.
Yeah, part of the trouble, I guess, in terms of using Visa is that the merchants themselves are paying Visa fees. If it's a small cafe, restaurant, it's something along the lines of 3%, by my understanding, my memory.
Correct.
Yes. If we're doing a crypto to crypto transfer, then with EOS, it's like, I don't know, it's like fractions of pennies. And there's a fair difference there. So that could mean a 3% increase in revenue for the shop, for the restaurant, for the business. So that's a significant potential gap in the market opportunity. I guess again. Oh, so I'm in Mexico, and I'm going into a lot of shops, restaurants, and they're charging me 5% extra in order to use my card instead of using cash. I think that's got something to do with them not having to declare taxes, or I'm not exactly sure, but I'm pretty sure that they're not getting charged 5% by Visa to actually do the transaction. So they're making extra money from me doing that. And again, if I could just do a crypto to crypto transfer, it's free for them and it's even cheaper for me as well.
Yes, I agree. And the potential is there, and that's as well the reason why crypto is created. But for now, I think you need to use the actually available market instruments to get the people. Right now, crypto has just a market share from around 1% of the private wealth on the total planet. So maybe if you reach some point from 10 to 20%, they're in the middle or something like this, then you can start to maybe release your own card on it and to bring the people a little bit in the same, let's say in the same, keep the people on the card or keep the people on a system like Apple Pay and so on. Just tell them, okay, it's now a little bit another concept in the background. Nothing is changing for you. You upload your crypto, you pay, and it's just changing something for the shop. The shop doesn't pay 3 or 5% fee, whatever. The shop pays now maybe 0.2, 0.5% fee, because you still need to maintain it and to do all the job or all the work. Yeah, that's it. It doesn't change anything for the user on the front end. Just for the shop, he makes more money.
Yeah.
Do you create any sort of backlog so people can work out their taxes after spending all their crypto? Because it's a lot of transactions.
Yeah, it's all available. Yeah, it's all available. You have as well a history inside the app. You can see each transaction, where you spend it, on which location you spend it, and so on, which time, date. It's all available. We just need, let's say, to integrate like a PDF creator. So at the end of the year, you can download your PDF or your Excel sheet, something like this.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Tobias, I understand you're in Dubai. I guess you're living there. Are there personal income taxes in Dubai? What's the situation?
No, Dubai, you have zero taxes. They
Great.
will create next year, I think in the mid of 2023, you pay 9% tax if you have a company, but
It's a
not on your
corporate
personal
tax.
income. Yes, corporate
Yeah.
tax.
So I think people in high taxed countries should try and get out and get a citizenship in a friendlier tax country. Panama's my option of choice. Tobias is in Dubai.
You have a lot of different places.
And then just coming back to that question about Russia and Pakistan and the countries that are available. What's the you don't want to reel off the whole list now, but it's quite an extensive list. I saw the earlier version, but is specifically Pakistan on there? And what about Russia?
Pakistan is as well on there, but not Russia. There is a possibility to get Russia in, but for now, I really want to avoid the problems or hassles or whatever, because day by day something is changing. Today, Binance announced the people from Russia just can deposit $10,000 in crypto. That's it. So you have daily changes, and if you have daily changes, you need to change the smart contract. You need to do whatever, and it doesn't make sense for now. Let's say if the situation is cooling down or whatever, then we have the possibility to say, okay, we integrated and we start as well in these areas again.
Obviously, it's obviously a big market for Russian market. And I also don't like that people, day-to-day people like you and I, they're made to suffer because of the shenanigans of politics and war. So
I 100% agree with you. It's just always a point. If you see it from your personal side, I would say, okay, I welcome all the other people. But if you see it from a business perspective, you want to risk your total business because of one country? I don't think so. At this moment, you need to think you need to think like a CEO. That's what you need to do. It doesn't help.
Yeah, fantastic. And tell us a little bit about that. Your experience as a CEO. You've got quite a few developers at hand, haven't you? Is it all for Dual Wallet? I think you've got one other possible project. But what is your day-to-day as a CEO, as a Web3 CEO? You must be juggling a great deal of things: technology, customers, marketing, compliance, all of the things. How do you do it?
Yeah, let's say, so we have people for social media, we have developers, we have designers, we have content writers. So we have mostly all in-house. We have lawyers outsourced in the law department and so on in different countries. All over, let's say, I'm building the head. If you ask me, can I build this and this on the blockchain? I can tell you normally yes or no. I'm not a developer. I can't write code. If I see a code, I can read it a little bit, but I can't tell you what you can do or what's not possible. And sometimes the developer comes to me and he tells me it doesn't work, and I tell him it works. Just check this part or check this part.
Wow.
And at the end, it works in some way. And that's what I love to do, let's say. I love to sit and to think about what you need in the market, what's maybe an upcoming hype, what you can do in the market. Of course, some things are working, some things doesn't work. That's absolutely normal. It's like you start a restaurant, maybe it works, maybe not. But on our Jewel card, we worked the last 14 to 15 months on it, and the people all over are jumping more and more into crypto. The people are jumping more and more into Web3. So, in my opinion, it has the potential to build something very, very big and attractive for the people which want to use it.
Fantastic.
So, Tobias, we've got quite a lot of your followers here in the chat.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you would like to announce? Anything you'd like to say to everyone before the end of the call?
All over, my idea right now is to launch the card finally on the 1st of June this year. We are right now in the beta testing. We gave today one influencer, El Jaboom, a beta testing card. He made one live transaction in his office and showed the people how Apple Pay is working. It is working. You saw the transaction hash, which I shared. And in the upcoming few weeks, we will roll it out to more and more influencers to show it on the market, to present the card and the possibilities behind it. And after, let's say, the beta tests with the influencers together, we will put as well the multi-chain contract into the last audit. And if the audit is approved and there are no issues in the contract, we just will finally release our Jewel card.
Sounds great. So we have a community network within EOS of influencers called EOSBs. So I'll put you in touch with them as well at the end of the call, so you can get to know.
It would be amazing. Thank you.
Yeah. Right on. Well, do you have anything else you want to throw Tobias's way? We've been on for a solid hour.
No, I'm just very much looking forward to these kind of projects. I think a non-custodial crypto card, even while it's running on Visa, is a very, very significant move forward for the industry, for payments, as becoming alternate and separate from the traditional system. So kudos to you, Tobias. Well done for spearheading that kind of initiative. And then I will be looking for how it can separate from dependency on Visa specifically in the coming year or 2 or 3 or whatever it takes. So looking forward to watching Jewel Wallet and Jewel Card grow.
Thank you very much, Gabriel.
And people should follow at Jewel Wallet on Twitter. You got the old check mark, 226K followers. It's a very popular account, so congrats on that. So people should certainly follow your progress there, right? And then Jewel, was it jewelwallet.com?
And
that's right.
Exactly.
Anything else? Anywhere else people should be following along?
No, it's fine. If they follow Jewel Wallet, I think they get all updates, they get all news. If they want to follow my account, they just should check Jewel Wallet and take a look who is always tagging Jewel Wallet and posting about it.
Okay. Oh, you know what? Hey, one more question. We're talking about following you and stuff. Any marketing or one question did come up, I noticed in the chat. Any sort of events or anything you've got planned that people could kind of put on their calendar?
For now, we will keep the influencers, they're testing the card, they're showing the card. And let's say for our main launch, we will have as well an event in Dubai where we invite some people to Dubai. We go out for some dinner, we pay with our card, we make some movie in the background to have something to show to the community.
Love it. Okay, look forward to it. Awesome. Well, we'll be sure to share that once we see it come out.
Yeah.
Very good. Well, thank you very much for your time, Tobias. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you very much together for the invitation.
Thank you, Tobias. Goodbye, all.
Perfect.
Good day,
Have
all.
a nice day. Bye.
Bye now.
Bye.